Hey guys, welcome to the Merge. I am so excited, and I know you guys keep hearing that every single episode. This guy's always excited, but it's the case again because we have the best guests. I mean, come on now. You guys know us by now, but I'm really excited because I'm reconnecting with someone that I haven't seen in several years. When I was in college, so I was 21, 22 years old. So we're going back 8-9 years.
Yeah.
We actually met through a mutual friend.
Yeah.
And we hit it off always from the start. And I'm so excited to have you on today, man. And it's my guy, Mars Mahoney, man. How you been, brother?
My guy, what's good, bro? Things are good, man. Things are good. Just I feel like that's a loaded question in itself. I feel like things are going as best as it could be right now. All things considered, it's like, we still making moves, still trying to produce as much as we can. And yeah, man, just trying to stay solid, bro.
Yeah, man.
Above water, yeah.
That's one thing I love about you and we've all at some point made excuses. I mean, I don't think I've met anybody that hasn't made an excuse at some point or another. But what I love about you is despite the circumstances, with COVID and everything going on and some family things going on, you're still grinding, you're still hustling, you're still providing. And I appreciate that because I love working with people that hustle. I love being associated with people that hustle. We just get it. There's just that certain, we're cut from the same cloth, and I love that, man. And I would love to know, I know, but our listeners that don't know you, I would love for them to know what you've been doing career-wise. And just let us know about the intricacies of what you're doing. And but first, introduce yourself, man. Like, tell us a little bit about your story and then get into your career path.
Of course, bro. Absolutely. I mean, like Gio said, man, we go way back. At this point, it's crazy. You really dated us, our friendship, for real. Like, I didn't even think about it like that. I feel like so much has happened within the 9 years since we've met. I mean, so a little bit about myself. My name is Mars Mahoney. I'm from Miami, Florida. So it feels good to be back home. I live in Los Angeles currently, where I'm a creative strategist. I know that term, has a lot of loftiness. And I hope that within this conversation, we can kind of like touch on it and really start to dissect what that means and how that comes to life, especially for those that are, interested in creative professionalism and being a creative professional out in the world. But a little bit about me, man. I come from here, from Opelika originally, very humble beginnings. I mean, really had to figure out where my lane fit. And you know what I mean? I feel like I spent a lot of time growing up just asking myself what I wanted to be, who I wanted to be. I always surrounded myself around like-minded thinkers, as well as individuals that just wanted to get out and go get it. Like, I love how you put it. I've always, had that hustle in me. And I think it's just something about the city. Like, the city really brings that out of you. You know what I mean? And so in a lot of ways, man, it's like I don't really find myself stagnant. I try not to, I think that my like method is to always stay productive, try to synthesize as many things that are happening around me and see silver linings and be as productive as I can be day in and day out. And that's because of where we come from, what we've had to experience to get to this point right now. And ultimately, man, it inspires the creativity. It inspires that hunger. You know what I mean? Like, staying hungry is what keeps me creatively inspired. So, yeah.
You know what I love? You use the word productive. A lot of times we confuse busy with productivity.
Absolutely.
Especially in this city, we have a lot. And I'm not knocking influencers. We all have influence in our own respective industries. I will never knock anybody for getting that dollar. Right. I won't, because life is short. We need to make the bread while we can. But I love that you said productivity, because a lot of times, and this was me, I would stay busy and I had no fruit to show for it.
Right.
I love how you said productivity, because not only are you investing the appropriate amount of time, someone once said that if you spend 10,000 hours doing something, you become a master at that craft. Right. And the fact that you are being productive and there's fruits. And I want you to elaborate on what a creative strategist is and the fruit that you're currently seeing.
Yeah, of course, man. Like, I love how you put it. You know what I mean? Like, I hate inefficiency. So being busy for busy's sake, I've done it too. Yeah. I think we're all guilty of it, right? You know what I mean? But I really try to be intentional about what I want out of life, you know? So I feel like we could touch on that too.
Yeah.
But I think to answer your question about creative strategy. So, you know, when you think about your favorite campaign that's out in the world right now, one that comes to mind for me recently was the Nike Crazy Dreams campaign that just won an Emmy this past year, right?
Yeah.
You know, you had Serena, obviously
Mm-hmm.
Colin Kaepernick, a lot of notable athletes. I love sports too. So I really connect with those kind of stories, right? That underdog, that grit, that tenacity, like putting in 10,000 hours in to really hone your craft, right? When you look at those campaigns, you got to think about the people that are in the room shaping those decisions, shaping those outputs. And my role and my position is to really be the conductor and or the person shaping the architect rather, shaping the blueprint for the campaigns that you see out in the world.
Okay.
So I got my start. I went to Howard University. I graduated in 2015. All of the years from sophomore year to senior year, I consistently stayed with a form of an internship and or freelance opportunity where I was practicing advertising.
Okay.
Right. I was just trying to know the ins and outs. I was sitting there talking to people, going to conferences, trying to find mentors, et cetera, et cetera. I just had an appetite to try to understand, you know, all the work that we see out in the world. So within those 3 or 4 years, I was able to land a couple of opportunities post-graduation where I was working in Portland, Oregon at this shop called Wyden & Kennedy. They're the agency that has been the agency of record for Nike for over 30 plus years.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah. So Dan Wyden actually came up with the line, "Just do it." Right. So the line that has made billions over billions.
Great decision,
came from an ad agency. So I was working in the advertising space, and I was in a position called account management. And that's essentially liaisoning between a client and the agency.
Okay.
So they do a lot of the telephone back and forth. They're like the coaches, really. Like they're going and calling the shots. They're making sure everybody's on the same page, making sure everybody's in alignment for any campaign that's going out into the world. Well, for me, I was obviously capable of doing it, but it didn't fuel that desire to really inform and shape the creative that was going out there. So it's this discipline, strategy that I came across. And strategy really is the people that are shaping the frameworks and the provocations that inspires the creative teams to come up with the campaigns that they come up with. So when you see the Crazy Dreams campaign, that came off the crux of a strategic point of view. And that strategic point of view served as a launch pad or a springboard rather for the creative team to then start riffing, right? And so I came across this discipline. I was like, oh yeah, that's me, right? And somehow or another, Wyden ended up giving me an opportunity to transition from an account management internship to a strategy internship. And I'll never forget my strategy director at the time. His name was Andy Lindblade. He really broke it down to me in such a way that made a lot of sense. And I've kind of always tell people that are interested in creative strategy or brand strategy, strategy just as a discipline. This is how you should view it. You know, you got to train, right? When you think about a train, you got the tracks, you got the conductor, you have the attendants that are tending to the consumers and the people that's on the train. And then, you know, you could think about it in terms of the different roles in an advertising agency. The conductor is like your account manager. They're the person making sure you get to where you got to go.
Yeah.
The train's going to get where it needs to go. They're pulling every lever. They're making sure that everything is up to par and that it's heading in the right direction. The attendants and people that's making sure the consumers are happy are your project managers. They're your producers. They're the people that's bringing the magic, the flair. And then somewhere way, 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 way in the back of the train, matter of fact, they're not even on the train. You have the person that is drawing out the route itself, drawing out how it's supposed to work. How is the conductor able to pull different levers? You know, how are the seats going to feel for the consumer?
Yeah.
You know, what is it going to smell like? What are like how like what's the different senses that you're trying to activate, etc. And that's your strategist. They're the ones that's really architecting what we see out in the world, you know. And it's really a fascinating discipline.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so that sounds like something so intricate.
Yeah.
It's a full team,
Yeah.
right? One of the things that I've always, and this is, I guess, like a misconception about creatives, right? They have like, you know, there's always like the misconceptions and prejudices in terms of, you know, you're an athlete, you're going to do this. And if you're a creative, you know, you're probably smoking pot for inspiration all the time. Right. And you know what I mean? Like you need to be high to be able to get inspiration. Mm-hmm. With creatives, I have seen, this is just my experience with creatives, is that they are very creative. Mm-hmm. They have a realm and a space that they want to work in, but they're like, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I want to do. I know that I kind of want to be in this, but I don't know what it looks like. Right. Now, before you went to Howard, a historically black college that I'm glad you went to. Mm-hmm. We need a lot more people to go to these colleges and support them. Right. Before you went to Howard, did you know that you were going to end up in this route? No. Or so where were you headed before that, and what kind of like catapulted you to this industry? Yeah, I mean, before that, man, like I was into music. I still am, you know. When I initially enrolled in Howard, I honestly was trying to just obtain a degree. I think I started out with the broadcast journalism major. Again, love sports, man. Like we share that bond. So I'm like, yo, like if I'm gonna do anything professionally, I guess it could be, you know, working for ESPN. Like, yeah. You know, being a sportscaster or whatnot. And that was a plan B. Plan A was, you know, in these 4 years, I got to blow up off this rap. You know what I mean? And so my freshman year of college, you know, I was really starting to get into the broadcast journalism program. And, you know, it was very like hard news journalism. Okay. You get what I mean? Yeah, I know what you mean. And so I started to see that like that might not be for me. Right. And so, but I was still just going along. Right. And so one of my courses that I had within the School of Communications, shout out to the School of C, was Intro to Mass Comms. So in this class, I had a professor who really was just trying to show us all the different forms of communication professions. And so, you know, we'll talk about broadcast journalism. We talked about PR. We talked about social media. We talked about a number of different communication backgrounds and fields that you can be a part of. That's not just the major that you know, probably intended for. And so one day, I decided, you know, I was sitting in class and was actually paying attention. And I'll never forget that day. She turned on a clip of this guy named Jimmy Parks. Okay. Black dude. Yeah. Has dreads. Looked like and I could relate to him. And he worked at this agency at the time called Amusement Park. I'm not sure if they're still around right now, but all I know is that this brother really captivated me. Like he was talking about creativity. He was talking about how he's able to be his authentic self in the workplace, how his experiences is shaping culture, and how he's able to influence C-level suites and really like bring about change creatively. He spoke with so much passion. I was just like, what is this? Right. And in that same day, we did like a mock case study for Cricket phone wireless. Yeah. So we did a mock case study, and we had to like go up. We're a big group and present like the problem as well as the solution and the creative outputs, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. And at the end of that discussion, I remember Professor Oliver or Dr. Oliver coming up to me and saying to me, you know, what's your major right now? I said broadcast journalism. And she told me, yeah, you need to go switch it right now. We need to switch it. She's like, we need to switch you. Life-changing decision, bro. Seriously, man. Yeah. And so that day, or that week rather, I decided to switch my major, and the rest is history, man. At the time, I had no idea what advertising was. I was like, I mean, you know, you see commercials, you know, but I didn't know what really went into that. And so, yeah, from there, I just went on this journey, it feels like, to really uncover
what it's all about and what my place is in the bigger picture.
You know what's crazy? I love that story because you mentioned something that really hit me. Not taking anything away from other races at all. If y'all know me, y'all know I don't care about, I do care. What I mean by that is whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're Hispanic, Asian, I don't care where you're from. I'm called to love you, so I'm going to love you.
Right.
No prejudice, no nothing. But it is easier for me when I'm striving to be something. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if there was a Cuban, African-American, Dominican basketball player, right? I would look at him because he's like me. And I would look at him as the example because if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
That example of that gentleman that you talked about, who knows? Maybe if it was somebody that was, I don't know, Asian, Russian, if they would have came in, maybe you wouldn't have felt the exact impact. You would have accepted certain things. You would have acknowledged that, man, they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about.
100%.
You would have written your notes. You would have learned a lot from it. But because someone looked like you, you saw, wow, I can do this because there's another guy that looks just like me that's doing it. Maybe if that wasn't the case, maybe if you wouldn't have gone to class that day, maybe you wouldn't be where you're sitting right now doing the things that you're doing. How important is it to you to see people that have gone before you, that look like you, talk like you, sound like you, give you that hope and give you that inspiration? How important is that to you?
Man, massively, massively important. And I love the way you just framed that question up. Like, there is, you know, a need for more diverse faces, voices, perspectives within every industry. Not just my industry, but, you know, being that I'm in advertising, I would say that's a subject matter that I'm immensely passionate about. We could really do an entire segment on just that alone. But to answer your question, you're right. Like, if I didn't see that clip of Jimmy talking about advertising, he got a pair of Jordans on at the time. I was like really into sneaker culture. And you know, it was just like, damn, man, he doesn't have to wear a suit every day. And he, you know, he has long dreadlocks and he, you know, speaks fluently and he comes from New York and he's very like, he's just very eclectic in his stature. That's me. I'm not from New York, but you know, I get it.
You relate.
And so I think, you know, that's definitely a part of it, man. I've been in a number of programs that have been instrumental to my success thus far, man, whether that be MAPE, which is a program for, you know, bringing in more, you know, diverse backgrounds. And it's a student program, fueled program. MAPE, Ad Color. I've been a part of that, different advertising clubs on campus, et cetera, you know, and it all spawned from that. So in my day to day, man, I take it upon myself when I have the time, and though time has been a major commodity, if you will. When I have the time, man, I always make sure to pay it forward.
Yeah, that's crucial.
Because you're right. Like there's not a lot of us in my industry. Yeah, specifically, there's not a lot of black strategist. And even more specifically, there's not a lot of black male strategists. It's even worse for women. So it's just like, you know, it's
you're a trailblazer, brother.
Yeah, man. It's I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that for real. But it's instrumental that we continue to push the narrative forward. Like, it's instrumental. It's not a joke. It's not a game. I'm in a number of different group text, industry group text. And we're always talking about it, man. And people are constantly using their voice and platform to try to raise awareness to the issue. I love the fact that, you know, there's such a momentum around the Black Lives Matter movement. I love the fact that every single agency across America, I promise you, man, are writing briefs about how to address the issue that's been plaguing our community. And that the few that are within the industry have been speaking about. But you know, there's so much work to be done. It's a lot of work to be done. And it starts from the top down. We got to get more black voices, more black faces into leadership positions. We got to make sure that it's from the ground up. You can't just have recruitment services or recruitment efforts and initiatives to bring in entry level if you can't retain talent. The only way you're going to retain talent is by, like you said, being able to see people that look just like you trailblazing in their respective crafts and industries. So, yeah, man, to answer your question, I know that was a loaded response, man. It's huge to me. It's a huge part of my platform, how I try to use my voice. And I want to continue doing that, man. Like, for real.
I could not have said that any better myself. And speaking of work, listen, I want y'all to know that this man, it's a treasure that we have him here today. This guy's busy, very busy. And I don't mean busy like I said before, wasting time. I mean productive busy. He's taking flights. How many flights you take every year? Typically, give me an average, more or less. It's a lot when you got to think about it.
A lot, man. I would say, you know, there in a month, man, sometimes multiple times a week, man. I take flights. Yeah. So, you know, you do the averages, man, dozens of work related business trips annually for sure.
And speaking of these trips, just if you're comfortable, you don't have to, you know, give it to us, but just share some of the companies that you have been able to partner with, make deals with, if you're at liberty to speak on that. Are you? Yeah. So just let us know a little bit of you know, the companies that you've been able to do things with.
Yeah, man. So with this entire journey, I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, whether that be Nike. I've done stuff with Infinity, the car brand.
Yeah.
I've done stuff with, you know, I work currently at a music streaming company where I oversee the automotive vertical. So everything car related, I touch. I've worked with Adidas. I've worked with Costa Del Mar. I've worked with Whataburger. I'm out of Texas. Shout out to Whataburger, bro.
I've never tried it.
If you're in Texas, pull up.
I never tried it, man.
You a chicken biscuit, bro, from Whataburger.
You know what? Bro, I just went vegan like 5 weeks ago, bro. So I'll ask them, hey, man, y'all got that Impossible Burger?
Yo, I feel like every quick service restaurant is now
they're getting like it. And they taste listen, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, are y'all sure this doesn't have beef in it?
Right. One of my favorite, honestly, man, I eat vegan. Like, living in LA, it feels like vegan, you know, is a lifestyle choice, but it's readily accessible to anybody that's just like in that mood. So we got tons of vegan options. My roommate's he's been vegan for over 2 years or so now. So, you know, anytime he orders from the counter, which is like a burger spot we got out west, I always get the Impossible Burger with him. But yeah, man, I feel the vegan movement. I don't know, man. It's so hard for me to like.
I was like that, bro. I was like that, man. And I just, you know, when you have a kid, when my daughter was born, I was like, man, like my family, I'm not, you know, I hope they don't hate me for this, but we've had bad habits for years. Right. And I wanted to break that stronghold, man. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try this out, see if it works for me. And it has. Like, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm hitting 30 now. And I feel great.
You look good, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I've been trying, dog, because I don't post shirtless pictures, but for my birthday, I'm going to. When I turn 30, I'm going to see 30-30. You know what I mean?
I feel you, bro.
But yeah, man. So, you know, I made the switch, and I feel good, man. And it works for me. Not for everybody.
Yeah, that's solid, bro.
Not for everybody. I ain't going to tell you that I haven't had a donut here or there, but
right. You know, I definitely respect it, bro. I mean, I try to lead a beef alone. I stick to more of a pescatarian diet. Where, you know, it's mostly like seafood for me, especially being out here, bro. Like, you can't go wrong with the seafood out here. Out west, bro, it's just not.
It's different.
Not the same.
It's not that.
Yeah, but I try to keep it chicken and, you know, and seafood.
Okay,
for real for me, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit. Let's pivot. Let's talk about music a little bit. Yeah. You know, and we're gonna obviously let's talk rap.
Yeah.
That's your realm.
Yeah.
Give me in no particular order, give me your top 5 favorite. This doesn't mean you think they're the best.
Okay.
Your favorite, what you like, because there's different lists. Like, some people when they hear my favorite, they're like, I'm like, wait, it's not top 5 ever. I'm telling you my favorite, who I like to listen to. Give me your favorite 5 rappers.
Right now. Or all time.
Let's go all time, because you know what? I'm an OG. I don't like there's a few guys I like now, but like Kendrick, I mess with Kendrick.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys now, they're great. It's just not my style. I like more
word.
You know.
All right. Well, I mean, if I have to give all time in no particular order, I gotta go off top. My boy Andre 3000, personal fave. Yeah, bro.
He's my number one. He's my favorite.
Yeah, man. That's my guy, man. Honestly, idolize him, and even beyond musically, like just who he is as an individual. He's such an eclectic being that has a real finite understanding of himself and his place in the world. So I love his music, and bro, his collection and body of work just speaks for itself. So
you put him on any track,
for real, bro.
Any track,
for real, body. So 3 stacks. I'm gonna go Biggie for me. Love Biggie, man. Wordplay impeccable. Kendrick, Kid Cudi.
Okay.
Kid Cudi, honestly, man. During when I was growing up, me and you were really bonding. Like, dude, Kid Cudi got me through some really tough times personally, man. And so to this day, dude, when you look at my most streamed artists of
Kid
all
Cudi's
time,
there.
Kid Cudi he is my most streamed artist. Yeah. So Cudi, and that's 4 already. So I'll say my 5th all time, and I'm gonna say this individual because I stream him like compulsively at the moment. I know Jamie, our camera guy, right? He thinks I'm gonna say Kanye, but I'm not. I'm not gonna say Kanye right now, even though he is in my all time list.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna say Nip, man. Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Nipsey Hussle right now because for real, bro. Like in my current space in 2020, this guy is like really getting me through some of the more tougher and turbulent times I've been living in, and he speaks to my mindset. He really gets what I'm about, and it's like he never even met me, but it feels like I've been down with homie for like a long time. So,
ain't that crazy how we evolve? Because like when I was a kid, I didn't really care for lyrics. It was just like, man, let me bounce to this.
Right.
And as you evolve and you age, you're like, you know what? Let me get into my feelings. Not in a negative way, right? But let me listen to what this cat has to say and how can I apply this to my life. Or, man, that's real. Mm-hmm. I actually went through that. Mm-hmm. And you start to relate, and you said Kid Cudi. He's not one of my favorites, but I can see how he could really impact because his words, not to compare them, but it's similar to Triple X Tentacion in the sense that they're telling a story and they're going real dark and they're telling you real stuff. Like, this is what's going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? And rap, you don't really see that.
Exactly.
That's why I guess they're so impactful. You know what I mean? Nips, I mean, that dude, not just in the rap game, but what he did outside for young black men and women. Yeah. I mean, come on now. Like, that guy's a legend, even if he wasn't a rapper, just because of all the things that he did for his community.
1,000%.
Yeah.
There's no way around that. I mean, some notable or honorable mentions. And again, if we were able to expand the list, like I can go on. But, I love Trav, love Kanye, love, Tupac, love all these guys. But in my 5 right now, man, like Nip for sure is in my 5 because, I would say when it comes to my listening.
And you're in the West Coast right now.
Right. But, it's like I'm like a presently emotive type music consumer. Yeah. So, some people, they like to always find, I think when I was younger, I was like this. They like to find the newest thing, like the taste breakers, they're pulling.
Oh, this is what's hot right now.
What's hot. Me, I'm older now. I like music that speaks to how I'm living, like what I'm about. I've always been that way, but like even more right now. I could play Victory Lap and I have played Victory Lap every single day. Yeah. Since it released. So
that song is dope, bro.
Yeah.
I would have thought because of what you just said that you would have had J. Cole up there too. How you like him too?
Yeah, man. I mean, so I got mixed reviews on J. Cole for real. If I had to just, because we got to be candid. J. Cole for me, man. I was a huge J. Cole fan growing up. Specifically when he dropped Friday Night Lights, that mixtape should have been the album, and low key became the album, his debut album for what was it, Sideline Story or something like that. His first album.
Sideline.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, while I get J. Cole's platform and who he connects with, and I see myself in him, his story just doesn't align with like my mindset 100%. Yeah, I could relate to his story, but it doesn't really fuel that I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know
Just
what you mean.
that.
I know what you mean.
You get what I'm saying? And so I could listen to his albums and appreciate it. Like, yo, KOD, bro, I was proud of that work from him, that body of work. Like, I really enjoyed that body of work from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, J. Cole, he's a solid artist, bro. Like, he
brings it.
Yeah, he
brings it.
Like, you know, and there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
It's like when you're that honest with, you know, your intent, your creativity, bro. Yeah. It's like you can't deny greatness. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, though I may not sit there and say he's in my top, bro, I can't deny he's a great artist. Yeah. He will go down as
one of the greatest.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
for sure.
No
if he's not already,
that's not a question for me either. Yeah.
Let's go rapid fire. We're gonna bring this in for a landing. I'm just gonna ask you a few quick questions.
Cool.
And you just pick one or the other. Okay. So first one. Popeye's chicken sandwich or Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich? Popeyes.
Yeah.
Why?
Bro,
I haven't had it yet.
You can't have it now, but I'm gonna tell you, maybe I might.
They don't have it anymore?
I mean, you're vegan.
Oh, I mean, obviously, yeah.
Come on, bro.
No, I know.
I'm joking with you, but no, bro. It was bomb, bro. Like, I waited for all the hype.
Yeah.
Like, that first month, 2 months, it was kind of hectic.
It's crazy. Selling out.
People were really selling Popeye's chicken sandwiches for like $20. For real, bro. Like, people were buying like mad Popeye's chicken sandwiches. And you know what I mean? Like, going and selling it in the drive-through line. Like, I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Wow.
So waited for all that hype to die down. But when I tried it, it's like, okay, I could see what all the hype is about it. Yeah.
If I eat that now, bro, I'll have heartburn for weeks.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. No.
All right, so we're gonna go for the next one. LeBron or MJ? This is a tough one, bro. Were you old enough to see MJ play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang, that's a hard one, bro. For real.
It's tough.
I guess I gotta go. I gotta go MJ.
Yeah.
I gotta go MJ. Even though it's close.
It's tight.
It's really
tight.
Honestly, it's because of the Last Dance. You know what I mean? Like, watching.
Yeah, it's fresh in your mind. It's fresh in your mind.
Man, but like, both of them are undeniably great players, bro. Like, LeBron, by the time it's all said and done, you know,
he might win one this year. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
I think he might, and I could see a world where he does eclipse MJ as a personal fan favorite. But for me, just that dog. MJ,
that's the difference.
It's just a different kind of, like.
That's the difference.
If we're talking about individual contributor, bro, MJ is just like he's a different kind of beast, bro. Yeah.
Like, my answer to that is I can't pick one. It depends what era are we playing in.
I feel you.
Because even though I think LeBron was big, he's good enough to play in any era.
Right.
Man, like, I don't know. It's a tough one, bro. It's tough because MJ now, with all these no hand checking, he gets 60.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Bro, MJ would literally go for 60.
So
I mean, if the conversation as far as LeBron versus MJ is concerned, if it was like, who do I align with from a mindset perspective, I'll go MJ.
Oh, same here.
You know?
Same here.
If I had to go individual contributor versus collaborator, though, I would go LeBron.
Yeah, stats wise, you know,
like LeBron. If I had to go, like, who do I want to add to my team?
But Miami LeBron though. I ain't rolling with any other LeBron.
LBJ. I'm adding him to my team.
Yeah,
he was massive, and he's gonna make sure he feeds everybody on the team. If I'm staying 1-on-1 right now,
that dog, bro. Just that look in it, it's just it's tough.
It's be
but
tough.
I'm like MJ.
I feel you.
1A.
Feel you.
LeBron 1B. That's where I'm at.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one, and I think you kind of answered this before, Biggie or Tupac.
I'm gonna go as far as what, like lyricism or impact?
Whatever it is in your mind.
I mean, impact, Tupac, lyricism, Biggie.
Yeah. I love that cadence, bro.
Rap.
That cadence.
Yeah, if you're talking about rap, like actual like rap, Biggie for sure. But then if you're talking about impact and, you know, more than
in
just
society
artist,
overall,
man, Tupac, man, this man, he was really, you know, he really was trying to push an agenda that, though radical in nature and stature, I feel like was a perspective that needed to be heard.
Way ahead of his game too.
It needed to be heard, and, you know, people even within my community couldn't their head around it. You know what I mean? So yeah, Tupac.
You imagine him in this era with everything going on in our culture today, how loud his voice would be? I mean, come on.
Man. We need them. We need more black voices out there willing to just stand up and speak. And the thing is, it's not even a matter of like, you need the biggest platform to do it.
Yeah.
Impact can come in action.
Yeah.
So just getting out there, doing the work, you know what I mean? Versus just like tweeting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what killed me about this generation. It's a lot of tweeters, a lot of TikTokers and
Twitter.
Instagrammers.
What is it? Twitter thumbs?
Yeah.
I mean,
so, Tupac for sure.
Yeah.
Impact. Yeah.
I hit you up with this last one though. Checks or stripes?
Yo,
it's tough.
Yo, I'm with the swoosh, man.
Yeah.
Nike
Me
boy,
too.
Nike boys.
Me too.
Nike boys.
Even though I'm wearing Adidas right now.
I feel you. It's still Nike
but,
boys.
Yeah,
I feel you.
yeah.
No, hey man, Adidas are cozy though, bro. I definitely got a
the lifestyle, like their
yeah.
lifestyle brand, like with the not the kicks that you just gonna like play, hoop in, but they getting there, man. They coming back.
Bro,
well, they're
solid.
back. They're back.
Solid, bro.
Yeah,
they're solid. I like them.
Yeah. Brother, how can everybody that's watching this today get in touch with you on social media or collab with you if they want to work with business, whatever it is that, any way that they can collab with you? How can we find you?
Everything is at Mars, M-A-R-S, Mahoney, M-A-H-O-N-E-Y. That's everything from my LinkedIn to my Instagram. My Twitter is Mars of HOC. If you want to find me there, I don't really tweet a lot, but definitely if you want to get in contact with me, just hit me up on LinkedIn and or Instagram, man, and we can do it from there.
What you wearing today, man? I see you repping over here. Show us what's up.
Home team. This is Hyper Aesthetics. This is one of the businesses that I'm involved with right now. It's a lifestyle brand, all for, the active, on the go, just consumer and creative, man. Like the person that's, willing to wake up 6 a.m., probably, go for a morning stroll to reflect, then, put on this same hoodie, hop on a plane, go to a client meeting or two, do just handle the job, man. It's cozy while active at the same time. So
I love
Hyper Aesthetics. Follow at Hyper Aesthetics too for the latest. We got new collections dropping ASAP.
I love it, man. Hey guys, thank you for joining once again.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Of course, man. Anytime. This is another episode of The Merge. We're just combining like-minded people, successful people from all walks of life, and we're just trying to get our community to get to that next level and improve it. So if you like what you're watching today, if you like what you're hearing, here are other 9 episodes, and there's more to come. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers. Big shout out to Merge and my boy Gio.